Hello my frugal friends, welcome back to our place for another quick grocery haul video. If we haven't had the chance to hang out before, my name is Nikki. I'm an Aussie mum and I love sharing all of the tips and tricks that have helped us not only budget better but demolish all of our debt, skyrocket our savings and still have heaps of frugal fun along the way. Now today's shop is a small one. We are in the middle of a pantry challenge, but we just got our first FlyBuys offer of 2021. It is for 6,000 points for $60 spends over 3 weeks. I did need to grab a couple of things to complete this week's meal plan, and there were a couple of things that I could restock the pantry with. So we went ahead and spent $60 at the supermarket today, $61.10 to be exact, and picked up a couple of things to finish off our meal plan and just to pop into the pantry for later on. So why don't I turn this around, show you what we picked up, what we paid, and I will let you know what we are going to do with it. Now before I do that, just really quick, this is not enough food to feed our family of 3 for the week. We are doing a pantry challenge and we will be using up things that we already have on hand in the fridge, freezer and pantry. And just to say, we do stockpile a little bit, but generally speaking what I do is I will shop my fridge, freezer and pantry first, work out a bit of a meal plan and then fill in the gaps when I go to the supermarket. And then if I have leftover money in my grocery budget, I can either save it, which is what I've done this week, or I can use that to buy things that are marked down or on special and put aside for use later on. So that's how we meal plan and grocery shop here. I know there's lots of different ways of doing it, but that's what works for us. I do better if I stay out of the supermarket and only go once a week. So that's how we do it. But that's enough for me. Let me turn this around and show you what we picked up this week from Coles for $61.10. All right, it doesn't look like a lot, but there are a few things here that did push up the price on this shop. So I have picked up a 3-litre milk. That was $3.60, and a 1 kilo block of cheese. This is $8 from Coles. Also in the dairy department, I have picked up 500 gram butter, which is $5, and a large tub of sour cream for one of the dishes that we are going to do this week. I also picked up an iceberg lettuce that was $1.80 a head, so I found the biggest one that I could, although they are sort of small. It's not bad for $1.80. I also picked up just over 1 kilo of bananas. They were $3 a kilo at Coles at the moment. They haven't been a great price this summer, but we've got a couple of bananas for the 3 of us and a rock melon. Now the rock melon was $2. And we actually have some rock melon growing in our Veggie Patch. They're not ready yet, but they're obviously coming into season, because $2 for a rock melon, and I got the largest one that I could. I like to weigh them and make sure that I'm getting the most bang for my buck when I am paying for things as a unit price. So I can't remember how much that weighed, but it was heavy. I also did pick up a bag of chopped kale that was marked down. They had lots of marked down things today. I didn't grab too much because I was trying to just stick to my $60 spend. I'm going to use this and some eggs that I have in the fridge just to make a breakfast bake and cook that ahead of time. You can freeze it. We'll probably use it in a couple of days, but I'm going to use some veggies that I've got, plus the chopped kale and a little bit of bacon in the freezer, and make an egg bake for breakfast this week. Plus we still have some cereal, so we can do that as well. I also grabbed some potatoes. The 2 kilo bag of red potatoes was $4 at Coles today, so they're the ones that I grabbed. I'm going to use about half of this to top a shepherd's pie that I'm going to make, and then the other half I will have for next week. I did grab some chicken that was marked down today. So this one is just over 1 kilo. The weight is actually covered over, but I did weigh it, and $8.90 isn't a bad price for just over a kilo of chicken. It's not the best, but we are just about out of chicken. So I'm going to cook this and shred it because it is short dated. It is dated today. So I'm going to cook, shred, and get that into the freezer today. And then I will be able to use it in meals later on in the week and in future weeks. Also for the pantry, I grabbed some salsa for a meal that I'm doing. So I've got the salsa and the sour cream and the cheese and the lettuce for one of the dishes that I'm going to do this week. I needed to grab some more cinnamon for the cupboard. We are just about out. So we like to do brown sugar and cinnamon on our oats, or a little bit of maple syrup and some frozen berries and some yogurt. And we were out of both of those. So the ground cinnamon was $1.90. That's not bad. The maple syrup is a bit more expensive. That's $6 for that jar. I also grabbed some of the Moccona caramel flavored coffee. This is quite expensive. It's $7 on special for this little jar. I think it's normally $10. We buy it when it's on special. We don't have the caramel one very often, but it is nice to have that one just for something a little bit different. So those two things there definitely pushed up the price of this shop a little bit. I probably didn't need to get them, but I needed to spend $60 and we do use them, so that's why I grabbed them. I also grabbed some bread that was marked down. There was heaps of markdowns there today and I did really well and I resisted and I didn't spend very far over my $60 that I needed to get this shop in. So they're going to go into the freezer. We can use those this week for sandwiches. We do have spreads and things like that. Plus, you know, we've got lettuce and cheese. We can do some salad sandwiches from with things that are growing in the garden too. Like we've got tomatoes growing. But otherwise it's going to go into the freezer and we'll use that next week as well. But that's it. That's what $61.10 looks like this week. And this is this morning's Veggie Patch haul. So we do have a few things to work with here that we're growing at home. Some zucchinis, some green beans there, a couple of cukes that we picked this morning, some of these banana capsicums that look like chilies, but they're sweet, and a whole bunch of tomatoes. We're growing 4 different types of tomatoes. So we've got some Groslissi, some Romas, and then we have some cherry tomatoes and some sugar lump, which are another type of cherry. So yeah, fresh fruit and veg out of the garden. This is my meal plan book. This is a notepad that I just picked up from Coles that I'm actually keeping everything together. So I actually keep a running list of all the things that I have on hand. This isn't actually everything, but these are the things that I need to use up. I do keep a little list of things that I need to purchase, and then I create my meal plan. So this is last week, and what I do is I go through and cross out the things that I use, which makes things a lot easier when I come to do the next week's meal plan. So this is this week's meal plan. I haven't actually put anything down for Sunday yet because we may be having a family dinner. So I'm going to wait and see. If not, I know that some of the meals that I'm making this week, I'm going to double up. I'm going to get some things into the freezer. I've already got one left overnight, a freezer surprise. It's just going to be whatever you can find that's ready to go. But there will definitely be extras left over here as well that we can have for dinner on Sunday if we don't end up having a family dinner. If we do end up having a family dinner, I will probably just find something from home to put into that as well, and we will just make it work. So that's why nothing's planned for Sunday, and the rest of the stuff I'm focusing on using up some of the things that we have on hand in our pantry challenge use it up basket, and some of the things that we have over here. So this is my shopping list for today. I did get all of those things. So these are the things I needed to get for the pantry. These are the things that I needed just to finish off these meals, and that is this week's meal plan. Well, we are going to continue our pantry challenge on this week. I still have some things to use up that are on my use it up list. So if you'd like to see the meals that we pulled together from the things that we already have on hand in the fridge, freezer and pantry, and a couple of the things that I picked up this week in this week's shop, then don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down below so you can be notified when my meals video comes out towards the end of the week, and you can see all of the things that we pulled together this week for dinner. And as always, if you did enjoy today's video, if you could please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. Lets me know the kind of content that you guys are enjoying and what you would like to see more of. Well, that's it from me today. Thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with me here at my place. Hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.